I recently found out that TikTok might be where it's at when it comes to video and gaining traction on your listings, um, your uh, your social media. And I've actually shunned away from TikTok. I've been Facebook gal all the way, but I realized that it's time to fix that. And so recently connected with Sarah Monzo and Jana Gilley, as well as Jerry McNulty, um, Fairway Mortgage team. They are a group of lenders, and Sarah is does and supports marketing efforts. And what I really liked about the team is that they really just wanted to help me. It's kind of that pay it forward that I talk about all the time. And so I want to introduce Sarah Monzo, Jana Gilley from Fairway, the Fairway Mortgage team, and they're going to give us a little bit about TikTok and social media and gaining traction for your listings for your real estate business as well. So,
Well, hi. Thanks for having us. I appreciate it. It's fun. Candace and I go back a few years to a different company, so it's kind of fun to like recircle and come around and work with everybody again. I am the business develop. I'm Sarah Monzo, and I am the business development manager for Fairway, but the South Sound Group. So that's Jerry McNulty, the Jilly team, and a bunch of others. But really, what I like to call myself is your marketing partner because that's really what I do. And my goal is I stay on top of what's trending on social media, what's working, what's not, so that you don't have to. And then I go out and I learn it, figure it out, and we find out best practices for what is trending right now to get you the most views and leads on your listings and to grow your brand. So um, one of the things I also do is I host events and I educate. And so about a couple months ago, I started noticing this new trend on Facebook and Instagram and on TikTok as well. But like Candace, I'm definitely an OG Facebook, Instagram heavy meta user. Um, but also do TikTok for my dog, right? But I was noticing there's this new way of that realtors were doing video, and it was really starting to gain traction. And since I watched the trends and I watched what's going on, I found a local realtor who I'd kind of worked with previously. And I said, hey, do you want to come and teach this? Because you're blowing up right now. I want to see what your system is. She sells her system, Lindsay. She sells her system. And as she came in to do the class for us for free so that our realtor partners, we did the class, paid for the class so that you didn't have to. And what we learned was there is a very significant difference between how you show up on Facebook, Instagram, how you show up on TikTok. Not only that, because those paths cross, but how you market a home to really get the reach is completely different. So we used Candace as our guinea pig. And Jerry and I went out, and Jana and Jerry and I shot a very specific video for Facebook and Instagram. And we kind of have a science, we have a system of what we do. And then at the same time, Jana was shooting a video for TikTok. And so the difference it being is that with Facebook and Instagram, I'm really highlighting you as the realtor. I'm getting you to get, I'm very good at helping coach people, coming up with scripts on the fly, walking into a home and marketing it maybe in a different way or seeing who a different type of buyer might be for your listing, different from how you might be already marketing it from the beginning. Especially if a home has kind of been sitting there for a little while, it's good to have someone come back in later, because the last thing you want to do is just pump out all the initial marketing and then leave it go, right? You need to keep marketing, keep marketing, keep marketing. So when you have someone else come in with a different perspective and have them do a tour, it can really help boost your listing and get more eyes in front of it. So we had a very specific way of doing a video that highlights you as the realtor. And then we kind of find the 3 bullet points that's going to be, this is who the buyer is, and these are the 3 things that they really are going to want to know about this home. And I film it really quickly with you. I help you. We do it in segments. And It's easy to do. Candace can talk about this. She didn't even know she was going to be on video when she showed up, and she did fantastic.
They tricked me.
You did great.
You did great. And then at the end, we sit down with the loan officer, and in this case was Jerry, and he offered whatever incentive that we were offering from Fairway to the buyers at that point. So it's a good collaboration. It's giving you some brand presence. It's highlighting the house in a different way to perhaps a different buyer, and it's giving them an offer as well to make it maybe perhaps more affordable. So we've got that dialed, and I got that video put out onto with Candace's video put onto Instagram and Facebook with about almost 4,000 views, 190 likes, 40 shares, and this is the two things that are really the most important. 40 people shared it, and 4 people favorited it. So that is good. That's really good, especially today where we might only have a few hundred followers, a couple hundred followers. The good thing about us coming and doing that with you is that I post it to my 3,200 whatever followers, and it also looks like it's coming directly from you, but all you have to do is show up, and I make it really easy for you, and we edit it. So that is one way that we do this, but that's not what we're here to talk about. That's just part of the package that we offer, that we do for you as your marketing partner. The other part is the TikTok piece, and that is what is so different, and you would so much easier because you don't have to get on camera. You don't have to like worry about, you can just go into the house, do it really quick. You don't have to worry about a script. You don't have to worry about anything that we get hung up on when we go, oh my gosh, I have to do a reel. I don't know what to do, and I don't look well. And what am I saying? Oh my God, I'm flustered. Start over, stop. There's none of that. And it works like crazy. So I'm going to actually have, and this is something also that you can implement really quickly, because we brought Whitney in to maybe almost 2 months ago. Jana set up her TikTok account, started doing the videos, and she's already had huge success with it, like within 35, 45 days. So this method works, and it's a system that we just wanted to share with you an overview of today, so that if you did want to come back and do one of these videos with, or learn from us how to do this, we're your marketing partner to do that with you. So I'm going to hand it over to Jana to share her TikTok experience and show you exactly what she did with Candace.
All right. Well, I do agree with you, Candace. I was one of those as well, that I almost just thought, because I used to be a teacher 21 years, so I always thought TikTok was like, sucking our children in and corrupting them. And so I was just very anti-TikTok. And then when Whitney Lumsden came and taught her system, I was a little blown away. And all the agents that were there were blown away. And some of the agents that we worked with were there, and they started implementing this as well. And in fact, I actually created a TikTok account just for this. So you'll notice when I share my TikTok, you can't see my face. I mean, sometimes you get me in the mirror, but I don't go on the videos. It's my voice on there. But I'll explain that in a minute. So yeah, it really blew me away. Within the first 2 weeks of one of our agents, which I'll show you her profile here in a sec, she had sent us 4 leads just from TikTok within the first 2 weeks. And then I created my account, and within a few days, I had 6 people that wanted to work with us that came to our homebuyer class, that got pre-approved. So it really does work, and it's super exciting. So I just wanted to show you. I'm going to start with my profile, and then I want you to show. Since I'm a lender, it looks a little bit different. So I'm going to start with mine, but then I do want to show you Whitney's so you get a feel for it. So, all right. So hopefully you can see that. You're going to notice that, each profile is set up a little differently, but Whitney highly recommended putting like the area in there. But I want to show you Candace's. So you'll notice, I know it's kind of hard to see there, but it says 17.9 thousand. Okay, that's pretty viral for me. I had another one here, 19.7 thousand. But if you look at Candace's, and I don't need to put the sound on, but you can see like there was a ton of comments. Okay. 43 comments. And so what, sometimes you get haters on there. There was some with my first video and they're like, this house is too small. But I always found a way to flip it around and have a discussion. So even with the haters, I was able to turn it around and say, well, if that house is too small, what are you looking for? And have discussions. And that's what really got the leads. So it was super exciting. The more, so like here, somebody was actually putting their score on there, like their credit score and stuff. And so it just started with these little conversations. And you guys, it was so amazing
Hey,
because,
Jana,
yeah,
I'm seeing the different video, the one next to it.
you're seeing the one that, oh, it probably skipped it. Hold
Yeah,
on. Let's try that.
there you go.
Can you
Yeah.
see that one? Yeah,
Yes.
this was, so Candace's was 36 comments. And by the way, hers got a lot of love because when you walked into that listing, it was like, holy cow. It was beautiful. They'd done it from top to bottom. It was luxurious. It just was really amazing. So you're going to see 871 likes. Like it just started blowing up from day one. And I sent out the link for Candace's listing to so many people. In fact, Candace was like, oh, we have 2 offers already. And so all the people on there that kept saying, I want to look at this listing. I want to go see this listing. And I said, well, I think they have a couple offers, but you should still contact the listing agent because you never know. So even weeks later, I'm still getting people contacting me about this listing. So it does work. This is really a system that works. So there's a lot to it, but I would say the basics are I go in there and I'm basically videotaping everything. So I'm just basically doing a walkthrough as if I was a real estate agent showing the home. Okay, so just kind of going through. And my first video I did, I had my voice in there and my breathing. And I was like, okay, this isn't cool, man. It's like heavy breathing on there. So I don't do that anymore. I do voiceovers now where I can sit at home. I take the audio out and I just do a voiceover and just as if I'm there. So I would be talking about the garage at this point, Um, so yeah, it really does work. And then I make sure I respond to all the comments, even the haters, and I always try to flip it around in a positive way and make sure I'm getting those discussions going. So those are my big tips. And we can talk more about how the profile is set up, and we can go do like an in-depth thing on TikTok. But those are the basics. So do a video walkthrough, and then do a voiceover talking about it, and then just put it on. And I put some soft music, like really low, like um, maybe like level 3 volume, really soft music, because they say that motivating music kind of helps. But yeah, it's that simple. It really is. And then it's just keeping an eye on the comments and, sharing out your links. So huge success from this. All right. Anything else that you guys have questions about here? Let me show you Whitney's, because here's a real estate agent this is the gal that came and taught this to 50 agents. So her tag here is, her handle is Wit Sells Tacoma. And she's also on Instagram and Facebook, but she really, if you look at her stuff here, she does one video a day, one walkthrough. So she'll have a filming day and she'll contact, even if it's not her listing, she'll contact people and she'll basically just do a walkthrough, because who doesn't want their house sold, right? Any agent that doesn't want to say, hey, yeah, you can film my house, I want to sell it, I don't know. But if you look here, she did post something else here, but almost all of her stuff, and this is 262.4 thousand, 147.1 thousand, like you get an idea. She just puts like a simple little thing on the front, like if I won the lottery, she puts where it is, Gig Harbor on that one, the price. So it's very simple. And she has, because she gets so many leads a day, she actually has systems where they go into like a Excel spreadsheet type thing. And her lender is the one that calls all the leads and pre-approves them and then passes them off to her when they're ready for a real estate agent. She's getting that many leads, like closing mind-blowing numbers here. So yeah, I would suggest Stock Wit Sells Tacoma. Like follow her, look at her videos, and just kind of figure out what she's doing and try to mimic it because it is working. So, and then this was the gal that came that started. She started this about the same time I did. So she's a real estate agent, so a little bit different. She's the one that sent me, like within the first 2 weeks, she had sent us 4 different leads, 4 different buyers. So pretty insane. So that's Kylie. All right. Any questions? Anything you want to
Well,
know
it
more
doesn't look
about?
like she's doing anything except for, like you said, filming the property.
Yeah, that's all.
It's,
She literally created it for this. I mean,
and I guess that
that's
was my thought, that you have to get all crafty and you have to, spend all this time making it like, I don't know, TikTok approved. I have no clue.
yeah,
But I'm just looking and it's like just doing it.
it's just doing it. And
Yeah.
you'll make some mistakes in the beginning and you'll kind of figure things out. And I've observed a lot of her videos and picked up little tips and tricks. And the nice thing about TikTok too is they let you repost the same video and they don't dock you for it. Like, Instagram, if you repost the same video, your views go down. They don't like that. But TikTok, you can kind of tweak and try different versions of the video, like try the wording. Like sometimes if a video doesn't go viral, I will adjust the wording, that little tag that you can see on all these.
Right.
And then repost it and see what happens. And sometimes that's the ticket. And then suddenly I go from, 500 views to 6,000 views. So, yeah, so I would say Stock Wit Sells Tacoma and just soak it in and look at what she's doing and then just do it. And yeah, and if you can do like a filming day, or if you're sitting other people's open houses and you get permission to film their listing and put it out there, I would definitely make sure you tag, when you're posting it, listed by, and put their name, give them credit for it. But
there are rules. So that's a really great segue into the rules about touring other people's listings. There are multiple listing service. There are rules as well as NAR rules that do regulate how you do that. You need to get written permission from the listing agent as well as the broker. And nowadays you'll a lot of times walk into homes and they already have like a little sign giving you permission. So you can just take a quick snapshot of that. But you do need to get permission, and then you do need to tag them in the video if they are on if they're on TikTok or if on, wherever you're posting it, Facebook, Instagram. And then you do need to write out their name, their brokerage in the caption as well. So there are little things that you must comply with, because we're just trying to help each other out. We're not trying to hurt each other's business. So just adhering to those rules are simple. And then that way you're not going to get in trouble for it either, right? And you're just giving credit to the listing agent. But one of the things I wanted to say that Jana, pointed out or Candace asked, and then someone asked in the comments, was you're simply showing up to a home and you're taking your phone or your whatever, like we use our phone and we turn it on and we literally walk up to the house and then walk through the front door and pan every single corner of the house, starting with right when you walk in. So when you walk in, if the living room is off to the right, you go to the left and you go off to the right and you go all the way around, opening every single door, showing every nook and cranny of the house, upstairs, downstairs, whatever it is, the whole thing, just as if you had an out-of-state buyer that wanted to see the house and you're telling them along the way, well, this could be used as this. Oh, this is what the listing, they're talking about a third, the ADU. Oh, this is the ADU, and look what it has, its own separate entrance, blah, 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 right? As you're walking through, you're narrating it. But at no point do you ever have to show yourself. And in fact, viewers don't want to see you. They, no offense, but they really don't care about you. They don't want to see you. It's not about the realtor. I think that's one of the things that we've gotten wrong. And not only that, but it how we viewed social media has changed. But people don't care about us and us trying to be fancy and be, stunting in front of our cars and portraying ourselves as influencers. They don't like that. They want to see the house. They want to know that you are smart, that you know what you're talking about. And then they're going to look up your track record, and then they're going to want to, then they'll trust you, and then they'll reach out to work with you. However, on TikTok, if they want to see this house, they're going to DM you, and they're going to want to see this house or ask for the link. And the third thing I wanted to mention about that was Jana mentioning haters. And I know this has always been a huge concern with people that I teach, my realtors and mortgage professionals that I teach. They're so worried about people hating on them. And you know what I always say? I say, if you finally get haters, you have made it, because
You're doing something right.
you're doing something right, because no one cares. I mean, if they're taking the time to hate on you, then it means it's reaching even past a demographic that you even thought of, and past your target demographic. And you're getting either bots, or you're getting people who have nothing better to do because it's coming up on their feed, which is awesome. Which we
Yeah, and
want that.
I want to add one thing to that too. TikTok, the more conversation that happens, the higher it gets pushed out, the further it gets pushed out. So when the haters go on there and they're like, that house is so small, I actually like it, because then it's a reason for me to reply back, and I'll get conversations going, and then other people are chiming in. And that's how I get 43 comments, because there's some people making some comments that aren't very nice, and I flip it around. Like, I had this one gal that's like, nobody wants to buy in Washington, everybody's leaving. And I said, well, I'm licensed in 9 states, and I would love to help you on your home buying journey if you decide to leave Washington. Let me know which state you're interested in moving to, and I can help you get pre-approved. But it's just, find ways to flip it around. And I had one person really down on someone that had put what they were pre-approved for in their credit score, and they were like, you can't buy a house with that credit score. And I'm like, actually, we have lots of programs where you don't have to have perfect credit to buy a home. And I went into lots of detail, and that's actually how I got some of those people to the class, because I started talking about the home buyer classes. And it was like, it got everybody's attention. You have all this conversation about it. So it's pretty cool. Good. Yeah.
I love that. This is good stuff. Sarah and Jana, thank you so much. I've got a question. What do you not do? I mean, you've given us some tips of what not to do. I'm a little timid on the TikTok.
Yeah.
And it's because I don't want to make a mistake, I think. I'm too nervous about being perfect. And from looks of it, it seems pretty simple and straightforward. It's like, go tour a house, take a video of it, and post it.
That's
Is
it.
there any other tips you can give us for those of us that are going to get started on TikTok?
Don't let perfection hold you back, because we are now out of it's documentary style is the style now. So like, if I do a ride along with Jana and I just record our conversation and something comes up.
Thanks for picking up. I just wanted to give you.
Oh,
sorry.
It's okay. If I do a ride along and we start talking about something and I start recording because it's good and it's educational and I'm learning something from her, I'm just going to put that out there, because people, if I'm learning something from it, I know there's other people in the world that want to learn from it too. I personally just had a video go viral, and it was like about my yard. It was about flowers in my yard. It had nothing to do with real estate, but you know how I'm going to take that is I'm going to take what I learned from that. I'm going to look up all the stats and everything, and I'm going to use that in my teaching of, this is what I learned from this video going viral, right? Mm-hmm. And what I really learned is it doesn't all have to be about real estate on your meta site. So Facebook, Instagram. If you're creating a real estate TikTok profile, let it be about real estate and just do the home tours. Literally, you don't even have to you can throw on sweats and a hairband and roll up in your sweatshirt, and no one is ever going to see you. All you have to need is your phone. You don't even need a microphone. I mean, if you're going to narrate as you go, you could use a microphone, but the microphone attached to your phone is perfectly good as well. but you don't need anything else. You literally need your phone and you need to record every nook and cranny of that house, and then either talk about it like while you're filming, or be able to narrate over the top of it afterwards. But Jana had a really good point too, is just as I use edits to edit my videos and upload them to Meta, to Facebook, Instagram, same thing with CapCut and TikTok.
Mm-hmm. And the algorithm really likes it if you edit it in CapCut and then share it directly to TikTok. You get more bang for your buck, it sends it out further. I also maximize stories, so I make sure to share it to my stories because it's a whole different group of people. And then I share it and make a post. So I share it twice. And it really does make a difference. And then for Facebook and Instagram, Sarah and I use edits.
Okay. So CapCut is your friend with TikTok then?
Yes.
Yeah. And I know that those people who aren't techie, or maybe they really haven't done much with any of that, like that's what we're here for. So Sarah teaches classes all the time. And Fairway is really good about bringing people in and partnering with you to kind of walk you through it step by step. And so we actually have already been talking and brainstorming a list, Jerry, Sarah, and I, about how we can support you guys and the different classes and things that we can offer. So
awesome. Yeah. Okay. What about AI? Do you guys use AI as you're creating these TikTok reels, or not so much?
No.
More CapCut. Okay.
People are sick of AI, and if you're not good at it, they're really sick of your AI junk slop, is what they call it. We don't need it. I mean, people want to see real right now. People are buying up old camcorders and old digital cameras and record players because they are so sick of the digital era. They do not want AI. They want to see you if you're educating. They want to see the house that they want to buy. Here's the other tip I will say. We are not here to play the card of, you need to DM me if you want the price or whatever. No, you do not want people going over to Zillow, because if you don't give them the price right away, they're going to go leave your site or leave your TikTok and go find it on Zillow or somewhere else. And then the chance of them hooking up with the Zillow realtor is like 90% higher. So we don't gatekeep anything anymore. You tell them the most important things right away. The price is what people want to know, because everything is all about price in their eyes, because they don't think that they can afford anything. And then if they need 5 bedrooms, you need to say right there that it's 5 bedrooms. If it's, I don't know, one of the other big features, like if they need air conditioning because it's in a hot state, or even in Washington, the kids really want AC in the house.
This time of the year, AC.
Huge. So say those things right off the gate, 599,000 right outside of Puyallup, Washington, 5 bedrooms with air conditioning, and then boom. Then they're like, okay, so I'm going to look at this one because it looks like it's in my price point and it's got enough room, all the rooms I need. So we don't gatekeep anymore. The old days of sending them or call me, because they're not going to.
Okay. What about I'm a busy lady, and I know I've got a lot of busy people on the call tonight, Sarah.
Yep.
What about doing a filming day, like maybe one of the Tuesday tours? I know you guys go on tour in Tacoma.
Yeah.
And doing like 6 or 7 and then just scheduling. What about scheduling some TikToks? Is that the way to go, or is it more authentic just to let it flow?
That's a great question. So it definitely is easier to do a bunch of them at once. So if you come on tour with us, or you're out at your own listing, or you just schedule out a bunch, I know that's what Whitney does. She does so many deals a month. That's how she has to do it. And so sometimes we will film 3 or 4, and then over the week I'm editing, and I'm not doing a ton of editing. Okay. When I'm doing a voiceover, it's just recording me talking through. I literally just put the flyer for the house in front of me, and I'm talking about the house as if I was there. So it's really not complicated. I try to keep it very simple because I am busy, as you are. So yeah, I don't know, Sarah, does TikTok have a scheduler if you are upgraded like Wit is?
I think you can keep them in your drafts and roll them out, but I'm not sure about a scheduler. Okay. I do schedule things out in Reels or edits, because in Facebook and Instagram, you can schedule them out. But I try to do that as well. I either on tour day try to film while I'm there, or like if I'm going out to meet Jana and one of her realtor partners, then I'm going to go meet Jerry and one of his realtor partners, and then I'm going to go meet Becky. I try to do, if they're in the same area, I try to do them all like the same day stacked. So I have all the content ready to go. And then I know that I have an editing day the next day. And mine are different because the Instagram, Facebook, there is more editing involved, but that's, I do it for you. So it's not like, it's not like you have to do that part. But so it does take me time. So I usually have a filming day, have an editing day, and then I can schedule them all out to drip out through the week because you want content going out every single day if you can.
So what's realistic, Sarah and Jana? If I was just to jump in, I have one post on my TikTok. I've got nothing else. And if I want to do the listings, because I've got plenty of listings, all of you guys can use Best Choice Realty listings. I don't have a problem with it. We're all about that, supporting and helping grow independent individual businesses. I'm definitely not going to jump in with a 424,000 view. What's realistic to expect? Like, I know it's working.
You know what?
Effort.
Here's what I've noticed. Right now, buyers are picky, right? So the ones that are going viral are more of like the move-in ready ones. Like Candace's was pristine, and
Okay.
so it got a ton of views. So the more move-in ready, those are really getting a lot more hits. But like I filmed some for an agent up in Auburn, and they need a lot of work, let's say, a lot. And so those have really only got a handful of views. Like I think maybe the most was 500 or 600 for one of them. And I've tried reposting them like 3 different times, but Auburn is slower than Puyallup. And if it's not move-in ready, they're just not getting the views. And so we have to kind of find other ways to try and get word out there for those. Like I did some on the renovation loan stuff. So, but yeah, realistically, if you have one, like I just did one last week for Puyallup that within a couple of days, I think it had like 6,000. And when I looked on Kylie's, 5 or 6,000 was like a fairly average one. And then you had the really good ones that were like, like Candace's 16, 17,000 and then and on. So, but
Okay.
I think Whitney's advice, and I struggle with it because I'm a lender, so I have a lot of other things I'm doing besides filming houses,
Sure.
is being consistent. So if you can do one a day, she says TikTok will push it out further, and then you might
Then it
have
would
one
go.
or two go viral. So
Okay.
yeah,
And I want to really emphasize a point here, though. We can't get hung up on the views. We can't get hung up on how many followers we have.
absolutely.
You cannot get hung up on that stuff. What is
Yeah.
important is that we need to be considered relevant to the buyers who open up
Yes.
their phone and want to buy a house today, because that's where they go. If you are not there, they're not going to find you. I know that there's some really amazing realtors out there that have had a great reputation. They get all their leads through word of mouth, their friend referrals, all of that thing. But that is not the norm anymore. And most people, even though they have an auntie who's a realtor, does not mean that they're going to use their auntie. So they really do care about what they're seeing online because it's in their face constantly. And it's very important. We can't care about, you just got to do it. And it's not going to be perfect. And you know what? That they like that even more. They like it to be authentic. If we make a blub, we make a blub. Like I did a video the other day and I was putting my bracelets on and my bracelet fell out down and I had to pick it up and put it back on. And you know what? My buddy commented on it. And I was like, I almost edited that out. He's like, no way, that's gold, right? Like, but
Mhm.
that's the point. Is it's no more like high editing. I edit a lot just a chunk thing because I try to coach you in segments, so I have to put the segments together, but it's still very basic. But for TikTok, it's even easier. You just go and film and do it. You have to do it, right? If you really want to start getting some leads in, this is really the way to do it right now. It's working.
Yeah. And I do think it is more about the conversations that you're having on there too. So if you
Yeah.
can get some good comments and conversation and get those people to meet with you, I mean, it comes down to face to face. That's what your goal is, to get them to be able to meet with you and have that face to face. Social media, it's just a way to get their attention and start the conversations, right?
Right.
Great. Candace, is there any other questions that you got? I asked the questions that I had that came into me. I think we're good. We're good, Sarah.
Great.
Jana, that was amazing.
Okay.
So I just wanted to really quickly again reiterate that when you work, this is an offering that when you work with one of our loan officers, you in our group, we can set these up. Like I was actually just texting with Jana about 30 minutes before our meeting. Hey, I have a realtor. Can we schedule for next week? When you're back, I'm like, yes, let's do it. So we get them, we pump them out, right? And we have a blast actually, and it's really fun. And we get to meet really cool people, and it's not. I can put you at ease, so don't worry about that part.
She really
And I
can.
always just want to make you feel good and look good. Your best.
And she films it in these little chunks. And so you don't have to memorize big scripts. She tells you exactly what to say. And it's just very low pressure, low key. Candace can affirm, I'm sure.
I can confirm that. It took us, think 30 minutes to go through a 3,200 square foot home, and she did small little clips here and there. And then it turned out to be just a pretty awesome video. I thought, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was great. I did not know I was going to be on camera because I would probably it would have taken
shown
longer,
up.
I'm sure.
Candace
Or
is a
it would have taken
natural.
longer. It would have taken longer.
For real.
So
yeah.
Cool.
Did you have any other questions, Candace, that came in about the TikTok?
let's see here. Hold on. Question. Oh, for us, our own. Can we share our own listings? I mean, we've got over 600 agents here at Best Choice Realty. I would say it's still great to get permission. Just because I don't know, I just think that's a common courtesy, but also too, if you do, just make sure that you mention the listing agent. Be sure to mention the listing agent. I think that's it.
Awesome. We got lots of
Great
loves and
points, great
hearts. We appreciate you
information.
guys.
No problem.
It's great stuff.
Cool. Well, thanks for having us. We appreciate it. And
Thank you,
MLS
guys.
requirements really quickly. The MLS requirements. So this is very important. When you are posting, make sure in the comments, in your caption that you type in underneath your video, the agent's name, their brokerage, and I mean, it is nice to put the MLS number in there, but you don't have to. And then if they are on TikTok, you need to tag them. If you're putting it on Facebook or Instagram and they have their own, you have to tag them. So, and you don't have to collaborate with them, but you have to tag them. So it needs to be a one click to their profile from the video. And it needs to say that it's the home, sellers represented by or listing represented by, however you want to say it, their name, brokerage, and get their permission ahead of time, especially in writing. If they're not in your brokerage, if they're outside of Best Choice. Yeah, that's it.
And Whit always puts unrepresented buyers contact Whitney Lumsden at so you can put any unrepresented buyers, seek me. So.
Yeah.
Any other questions? I think that was great. That's a wrap, everyone. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Jana.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Gary,
Thanks for having us.
Sarah, appreciate you guys for coming in and sharing a little TikTok with us. Hopefully we all, take a little bit of something and continue to grow. I know most of us have a lot of listings. If you got listings sitting, may consider getting it on TikTok video and, seek some support from Jana and Sarah and Jerry.
Cool. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate your time.
Thanks for
Have a
having
good
us.
one.
Really appreciate you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.